Hey guys, Ben here, and welcome back to another video on Supergirl Season 3. So today we're going to be talking about the finale, and mainly to do with Mon-El's arc throughout the 2 seasons that he's been in. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment, and subscribe if you're new, so you don't miss any Supergirl videos later this year. So as you guys know, Mon-El's arc has actually come to an end, according to the EPs. And as many of you guys have complained to me, this story, this arc of Mon-El over the 2 seasons ended rather abruptly, and it was really kind of out of whack from what we should have got, and I'll be explaining as to why this ending is wrong and why he should be given more story and why this wasn't a proper end, basically. Just before we get into the actual topic of the video, I just wanted to say I'm going to be creating a petition so we can get justice for Mon-El and his story arc over the seasons, because it wasn't ended properly, and that's what I'll be explaining in this video. So use hashtag justice for Mon-El on Twitter, online, share it around, share it to all your friends, so we can actually let the producers and let the people behind the show know that his ending was wrong. So anyway, let's get right into this. So season 2, we had the change in Mon-El's character to being a proper American. At the start, when we were first introduced to him, he was already changed from the man he was in the past on Daxam, and then by the end of season 2, he had become a really good man. Kara admires him, we start to admire him a lot more, and so by the end of season 2, he goes away, and then it's revealed at the start of season 3, he's been in the future 7 years, he became a hero, and he became a brilliant man, and when we see him in season 3, he's that fully fledged hero that he was supposed to be. So when we're in season 3, he returns just before the crossover. We get the reunion with Kara. Kara thinks that he's just been gone for a few months or 7 months or so, but he'd been gone for 7 years, so he changed. But then as the season went on, we began to get glimpses of his love for Kara, first off by not telling anyone, and it was just these subtle little scenes with his looks. Then moving on from that, he tells Jean about his love for Kara, and he doesn't want to burden her, and also he doesn't want to be disrespectful to Imra. But then after that, Imra notices his love, and she, by the end, gets him to stay in the present day to figure himself out and his feelings for Kara and also for Imra. So he figures that out, it's sorted out with Imra. But remember, the whole of season 3, he has been proved to be a brilliant hero throughout. His story is not only just the one with Kara being emotionally involved, but also his hero arc. And then as the season actually came to a close, he went to Argo City with Kara in a few episodes, and in episode 21, he reveals his love for Kara, and Kara does the same to him. And then we are about to get a full-on kiss scene, and it's cut off abruptly by some sort of robot. And so this is the pinnacle bit that I just want to talk about, because then they go on to Stop Rain at the end of the finale, and we get the parting of Mon-El, where he actually goes back to the future. He has to become a leader once more in the future for the Legion to take out Brainiac, and he must be that hero, and it's ended rather abruptly, and it's without a proper affectionate goodbye. They could never see each other again, and that is something that has bugged a lot of people, and it bugged me, because they just expressed themselves in 21. It's like they forgot about that scene or something like that, but you know by the end of the season they still have feelings for each other, but it's just abruptly cut off, and with him not coming back next season, it does not make sense. In episode 21, they fully revealed their emotions, and they are ready to get back together, but the only thing that has stopped their star-crossed relationship is the fact that he must go to the future and be that hero. I totally understand that, and Kara must stay in the present day to be the hero of National City. And so Mon-El says something along the, for a moment I thought maybe this was my place in time, I need to go back. And that's when he's tearing up, and so that's in character, but it's just really out of character that at his complete arc that has supposedly ended for now, that 2-season arc, they would just say bye and walk off. It does not make any sense from what they actually tried to build on since the start of season 2. And his arc was becoming a hero, learning to love, which he found, as evident in season 2 and 3. He became that hero, he fell in love, he's still in love by the end of season 3, and so it's just way out of whack that his character would just go off and end like that and just leave us hanging with no affectionate goodbye and just, you know, a casual walk off, because they could never see each other again and they've expressed their emotions, they know they must be split, but the idea that he's not going to return next season and they're just going to cut it off there, supposedly not ever ever bring him back, which we'll talk about in a minute, is just way out of character, and it's something that Mon-El would not do, just due to how they've actually built up his character. But he must go to the future, and that, like I said earlier, I totally understand that bit. But to not have him in season 4 to continue his incomplete arc as a person is wrong. So the producers said that it was always meant to be a 2-season long arc for Mon-El, but they really didn't do that well in ending it off, because it made no logical sense if he was to not ever come back. So that is where I have to say he must come back. Even if it's not in season 4, it must be in a future season. They must finish that off. Even if it's just 1 season or something like that, his story must be completed. It can't just be left hanging like this, because we will always be wondering, are they going to get back together? Will Mon-El ever come back? Will Win even ever come back? And in the future, he will be dealing with Win and the Legion of Superheroes. He's going to be the leader. They're going to be fighting Brainiac. And in the present day, we've got Brainy around, so it just doesn't make any sense as to why we wouldn't see any of the Legion members. Maybe we'll get some new members, maybe it's just not Mon-El. It just would make most sense if Mon-El came back. And so at the end of the season, Kara agrees that he must go to the future and be a hero, because that's the man he is. And then also Mon-El gives Kara the Legion ring, and he says, in case you ever need me. So his character is totally open to return, and the main infuriating thing is that he's not back in season 4, because it makes sense if he were to come back in that season rather than take a 1-year gap or something like that, however long he is in the future. And we're just left hanging with that storyline, that unclosed storyline. Contrary to what Jessica Quella and Robert Rovner actually have said, it's not a complete arc. You can blatantly see it if you look back, and just the way it was ended was totally wrong. Mon-El is totally open to return. It's just whether Chris wants to return. I respect him if he doesn't want to return, and maybe that's one of the reasons, but I just feel like the writing was way off in the finale for his character and the way they went out. So anyway guys, if you guys agree with me, let me know in the comments below. Essentially, what I'm saying is, it's not all about Karamel. My take on the matter is, it's just a really out of character and bad way that they ended Mon-El's story arc, which was supposedly ended. It just wasn't complete. So yes, it's a shame that Karamel didn't actually happen by the end of the season, but you know, there is still hope. I think if Chris wants to return, they will let him return, and hopefully in season 5 we'll get him maybe a guest appearance next season. Remember, they won't tell us about that, but you know, hopefully we can keep our fingers crossed for that. So anyway guys, I will see you guys later. Goodbye.
It doesn't make us strong, it doesn't make us weak. Tied to service like shy teens. I could only breathe. Have to believe I'm alone.
Mon-El's not going anywhere.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god. Stop fucking lying.